welcome to 5 minutes in the shed. As you can see, the bike's coming together a treat now. The engine's in there, looks wicked. So I've got loads of things I can bolt on now the engine's in. So starting at the back, I've actually got a spring for the brake return. So I've got brake return spring to put on. I've got drive chain to put on. That can go on now. What else have I got? Head steadies. Might need to make some new ones because they're a bit minging. Yeah, I've got those to do. Oh, what else? I had a big long list in my head. Now it's totally gone. Yeah, head steadies. Well, that's probably enough for now. We'll put them on and then see where we are. Well then, so springs on the brake arm, that's good. However, right, I've come to put the drive chain on, and if you remember rightly from an earlier video, it's a new chain, still got the original new wax on it. So I just came to put it on. It fits around the back sprocket nice, but it seems a bit too short, right? So I've adjusted the concentric adjusters so I can bring it all forward, shorten the chain. But I can't get it short enough. So I thought, well, why isn't it? Why, the bike hasn't grown since I painted it. So anyway, I've had a look in there, and when I built the engine, I put in a new gearbox sprocket, right? Because this one's got like hooks on the teeth. Now, I've got the correct pitch, I've got the correct amount of teeth, everything's the same. But the sprocket that I've bought for this engine is a wider thickness, right? Because this is quite a narrow chain actually for a big engine, medium-sized engine. So the chain wheel in there is thicker, which means the chain's not fully engaging with the teeth. It's just sitting on the peaks of the teeth. So that's an issue. So what are my choices then? Well, my choices are now I've got a mismatch of sprockets. So I could put a new back sprocket on, which is one option, which means taking the back wheel out and undoing 6 bolts. Or I can take the whole bloody clutch out again to replace the one at the front. Or I could put a bigger chain. Well, if I put a bigger sprocket on the back, then I've got to put a bigger chain on it as well. So I've got a new chain, new sprocket, but they don't match. I'm going to have to get back to you on that one. Problems. It was all going so well, apart from 3 times clutch out. Now potentially 4. Okay, so yeah, stalling point. I can't really do much with that. I'll have to have a think about what I'm going to change. I mean, I can run a bigger chain on that sprocket, and it doesn't really matter about the back. It would just be a little bit side to side play. Not the end of the world, not ideal. I'll have a look. I'll have a look, see what's available, and we'll take it from there. So what else can I do then? Well, head steadies are an issue. I need to have a look at that. I'll show you the original head steadies. So, head steadies look a bit like this, right? They're just a little bit of metal, and what they do is that, not that one, that's the right hand one because I wrote a little letter R in it. These go on the top of the engine and join the top of the engine from that head bolt to the frame, and that gives another point of access. So all this big top bit here isn't rattling around, right? It's actually fixed to the frame. So that goes on there. There's 2 of them. I have one on each side. One here and one here. Now these are made out of steel, Right, so someone's made them out of steel and painted them silver. But if I bring them in, can you see okay there? Someone's done a lousy job of centering the hole there. It's not rounded. This one's got a bit of a curve. This one's sharp on the corner. Generally, we can do better than that. Right, so trying to think what I can do. Right, now I went through my bits and bobs. I have got some great big chunks of aluminium that I could possibly use. I thought maybe, you know, some sort of cut that down there, and have some sort of curved aluminium affair. Well, I think that might be a bit chunky. I'm not sure. I might make one and try it and see how chunky it is. As long as I can get to the caps, that's okay. So that was one option. Make them out of one of these brackets. I've got loads of these. If anyone's interested, these are solar panel brackets that go on your roof. But I had some spares. Well, the other option in stainless steel, right, is I thought about maybe putting one in like that, and then I'd cut it there and cut it down here and have it come in like a loop that way, but in stainless steel, which looks nice. So I don't know. I might make one of each and have a look, see how it looks. I mean, this is pretty thick here, but not as thick as the aluminium. Now, if I had a big bandsaw, I'd drop that on the bandsaw and narrow it down a little bit, and that'd probably be better. Weight-wise, not sure, because you know we do want to add lightness. I'll have a look at it. Yeah, I think I'll make one and see how we go. Do I do that now? Oh, I remembered something I was going to show you, and that is, see if we can get this on the camera. I've got some lovely shiny caps for the top of the engine. Actually, I might just drop those on now for your viewing pleasure. Right, so these caps, I've seen a bit of action and had inappropriate screwdrivers and stuff chucked in them. So I'm going to put these nice shiny ones on. Look at that, eh? These, see if you take these, I mean you can see, we'll just check, you can see. There we go. You can see it's all sort of chewed at the top, right, and it's not very good. So that's why I'm putting new ones on. And the other cool thing about these is, right, if you put lovely extra finned caps on, it gives you another 73 brake horsepower at the back wheel. So you know it's well worth doing. It's well worth the £2.50 I paid for them, ish. So we'll take those off and we'll put the shiny ones on, because that is just going to look awesome. Here we go, shiny bits. Shiny. Can't have enough shiny on a bike. All these people that spray motorbikes matte black and call them rat look, it's because they just don't appreciate the shininess. Right, so caps are on. Now if it was up to me, all the hexagons would be dead in line, but obviously you just got to rely on torque pressure, so it's out the window. But as you can see, that looks absolutely gorgeous. Right then, talking about shiny and absolutely gorgeous, I also, as well as the head steady, I also need brackets making for the exhaust pipes. Now, I did offer the exhaust pipes up, which I think I'll do now, and I'll show you where I need a bracket. Right, so cylinder number 2 goes on first. So that's cylinder number 2, which goes like that. Then we need cylinder number 1, which goes on like that. Now, critical bit for the bracket, right? What we need is a lovely parallel distance between these going down there, right? Because if they open or close, it's going to look pants. So they've got to be kind of a bit more like that to get the equidistantness. No, that's not quite right, hang on a minute. Yeah, that's how that goes. So, and that sort of distance like that, and then the silencers, there's nothing in them. The fat end bits need to be dead straight at the end here, and dead parallel in the middle, which they pretty much are at that. So that goes about there. So now what I need is a bracket that joins these two ends together, which the holes are kind of like that, to a hole on the frame just here, which is a bit of an odd shaped bracket. So I need to mark that up in a CAD template, which is cardboard aided design, and make one out of aluminium. And I'll make one that joins the two exhaust pipes together as well. But I think you'll agree, that looks proper sweet. Fantastic. So, after that crushing disappointment, a little bit of shiny to make you feel better. Right, so I think I'll try making a head steady and see how that goes. Right. Right then, so filming freehand, so excuse the wobbling. In hindsight, I should have used the machine to cut that, because hacksawing through a lump of aluminium that big was quite hard work. Anyway, I've put it on, right, and you can see on the other stud that's how much thread you've got. I'm on about 3 or 4 threads there, so this is a little bit thick really, so I'll have to put a recess in it to put the nut in. And there's a gap at the top, so I'd have to put a nut in between there to space it, which isn't the end of the world. And I do like the fact that it's a big chunk of aluminium. However, I did notice that if you look at it longitudinally, it has to go in sort of on the cock. You know, I was expecting it to be square like that, and it's not. It's on the cock to get it in the middle of the metal there. Although I suppose I could put it straight. You know, no reason why I couldn't. Although, yes, I can. No, I can't. Because if I do that, it fouls on the oil feed nut there, like you see. So it has to be kind of on the cock a little bit. So, let's just line that up in the middle. Yeah, that's in the middle. Right, so I either have a big, nice, it's a lovely shape, that bit of aluminium with a curve on it, but I think there might be too many sacrifices. I mean, obviously I'd round it off and take these corners off and profile them round and stuff, but I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm happy with it or not. I don't know. I think I'll make a stainless steel one and see how that looks, and I'll get back to you. Right, I know what you were expecting. You're expecting some grinder action and me modifying a stainless steel bracket. However, so on second glance at this, when I started measuring up, right, if I put that on that steady bracket and move it there, to cut it about here, right? I mean, that in principle it should be okay, right? Because it looks great and everything, right, like that. But at the top, that's right against the frame tube, and it's not on the stud. So by the time you've put it on the stud like that, it's really on the cock. Oop. There we go. See, can't have it. Won't work. Just the wrong sort of thickness, and I think it's because this side of the engine. Let me put that. This side of the engine, this is more inboard, so the engine's mounted kind of to the right side of the bike to get the chain alignment and everything. So it's just not going to fit. So I've been having a look around, and I have got a strip of aluminium which is pretty thick, which is probably up to the job, right, which means I'll have to drill it, bend it, form it, polish it, right, and I'll do that to replicate these bad boys. Right, so just move the span out of the way. So that should make one of them, right, about the right width. Yeah, I mean, these aren't factory standards, someone's made these, right, so right, you know, I'm not too worried. But this bit of metal actually is just long enough to make two of those. So I think I'll have a crack at that. Actually, I'll make two out of aluminium. Yeah, slim, nice. Yeah, that's what we want, and shiny, obviously. Right, let's see what I can do. Right, so there we go, there's the first one. I tried to put some gradual bends on them. I didn't want to make them too sharp because aluminium has a habit of tearing when you bend it. But yeah, it's worked out alright. I mean, you know, it's not a bad angle. It's a pretty similar angle to the down tube of the frame, which is nice. So yeah, and it's slim and everything. That's good. I think once I've polished it up and took the radius these corners around, I'm going to follow the corners around, make it nice rounded and everything. Yes, make it pretty. I think that'll look pretty good, and this should be strong enough because there's two of them. So yeah, I'll call that a win. It's a shame I couldn't have some like preformed big chunky billet stuff, but you know, it's a tight space, small engine. I think that'll look good. So there we are, head steady and exhaust brackets next, I think, but I'll have to be next time. Have fun, folks. Thanks for watching.